Hey guys, it's Tanya Smith with Get Noticed with Video at getnoticedwithvideo.com. I am excited to be here with you. It is Thursday, April 30th, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of these Facebook changes, the changes specifically that have to do with video. When it comes to on camera video, that's where we specialize, and I want to share just a few thoughts and get your own thoughts as well about how you see these changes impacting your business. So I am here live with you right now. Again, it's Thursday, April 30th, and it is 5:30 p.m. Central Time on the dot. So I'm going to give people a few more minutes to come on in live. And while I do that, I'll share my short intro video. When we get back, let's tackle some of the new Facebook Live features, as well as some other changes that are happening in the video space when it comes to Facebook. And if you have questions, I'll try to answer them as best I can and get you to resources that you might need. So be sure to say hello and let me know that you're here, and I'll acknowledge you right when I get back. Alrighty, folks. I'm not sure if you actually were able to hear the sound or not. I've got a totally new setup. For those of you who have been watching for a while, you'll notice that this is a little bit of a different setup than what I've used to or what I'm used to doing. So I want to share with you a little background on that in a minute. There's my buddy, Miss Pat. How are you doing? Hello, beautiful. And there's Victoria. Thank you. I'm so glad you love the background. So let me share a little bit about that before we dive in. And we're going to talk a little bit about Facebook features and things that have changed. So, everybody has been on a green screen kick. This is what we do now because many of us have started using Zoom. And with Zoom, you've got this playground that a lot of people were not used to. Now, I've been using green screen for years, but it's funny because now people are starting to discover that, and people have things like beaches, and we know we are not at the beach right now, at least not most of us. Beaches and parks and mountains, which I think is so much fun. But it was time for me to move on to a whole different level of a playing field when I went to Video Marketing World, and they were sharing some tips. And I thought, I've been sitting on this virtual studio, like my real studio, for a minute. So I need to get up off my rear and go ahead and put things in place. And so you're seeing kind of the signs of me beginning to do that. There's still some things that I need to do. And I will share with you in a next, not next time, but I think maybe 2 weeks from now, I'll share with you the finished product and share with you where I started from to create the new studio so that you know how to do it too. Thank you so much, Natalia. The sound is great on the video. Perfect, perfect. And there's Dr. Missy, Fearless Women Rock. And Pat, let's see, doing good. You preached your first virtual sermon Sunday. That is wonderful. So proud, so happy. On camera confidence. Yes. Speaking of that, we do have an on camera confidence course coming up on Saturday, but I'll share more about that when we're done. Because what you're really here to learn about are the new Facebook features. And I just want to talk about that. Some of you have been hearing people talk a little bit about some of the new changes that Facebook is bringing to the platform. And I want to specifically talk about what this might mean to us as business owners. So, you may know if you've been following me for some time. Again, my name is Tanya Smith, for those of you who are not familiar and haven't been here before. But what I do is basically I help service based entrepreneurs to build their social influence by using on camera and live video. And so I try to do this in a really practical way by simplifying strategies and making sure that you're building around video, not necessarily becoming a professional videographer. So I really want to talk about these changes to Facebook from that perspective. And I do have a couple of slides, and I'll make sure to pull those up so that we can be organized. And I can get you out of here on time because I do have a client immediately after that I need to work with, and I want to honor that too. So here's the thing, the reason for the changes. Apparently or allegedly, so I'm just going to state or restate what Facebook is saying. Due to COVID-19 and its resulting social distancing measures, it's inspired a lot of people to stream more on Facebook Live. So Facebook says we're going to launch various features over the next couple of weeks to make Facebook more accessible and easy to use, particularly for people who might not have a lot of mobile data. So that was a statement taken from some things that they've shared out. And if you think about it, it's true. The fact that we're at home, a lot more of us are doing video meetings, virtual conferencing. What we're finding is that I'm going to say it's an opportunity for us to be a lot more intentional and purposeful about how we're doing video, right? So we can talk a little bit more about that towards the end, but let me introduce you to some of the changes. I'm going to talk about 4 in particular. So I'm going to pull up my screen real quick so that you can see the bullets and I can walk you through what we're seeing. All right, so here's the 4 bullets. The changes that we're going to talk about are these. Let me blow them up a little bit for you because I have mature eyes myself. All right, so we're going to talk about these 4. And hi, welcome, Virginia. We're going to talk about these 4 live stream audio only, Facebook Live events, Live with, which is a feature that they used to have on Facebook that now is being reintroduced. It's available through mobile. And then Messenger Rooms, which is the biggie. Okay. That's the big one. So, kind of in this order is where we're going to talk about everything. And again, this is within the context that Facebook, as well as so many other um, different types of social media platforms, are recognizing that video and more access to connect with people through video is the thing. It's the hot thing right now. Why is that? If you would share in the comments, just let me know how many of you have actually participated in the last month or so in at least 3 or more Zoom conference calls or some type of conference or meeting that's done online with video active. How many of you have done that? If you have done that, 3 or more, raise your hand. Just put a little hand sign or a like or just say yes. Because I'm curious, but I bet everybody on this call, everybody who is watching right now, whether you're watching from Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook, I bet each and every one of you has participated in some type of engaging call where there's video involved. And I think it makes sense that companies like Facebook, who have the technology, who have the capability to help us enhance this access, that they make it available. Yes, Peggy, how you doing? Peggy says yes. In fact, I feel like I've been to a million. Loving the idea. Okay, she's spoiling it. So she's saying one thing that I definitely want to talk about. But actually, I put it on there. Option to charge a fee. Yes, ma'am. 3 plus way too many. Yes, yes. So everybody on here, Virginia, Donna, Pat, Peggy, Marcia, we all have Victoria. We've all been probably a little overwhelmed when it comes to the conference calls, right? But the reason for that is that people are aching for a connection. In this time, they want to feel engaged in something other than just whatever's going on in their household, in their small space. And so, video, as always, I think people are realizing now, but video gives you the way to really be able to do that. And as business owners, as entrepreneurs, it's going to help us to do that with our customers and our prospective clients as well. So this is one of the reasons why I love it so much. All right, let's dive in. So these are the changes we're going to talk about. There's other changes that have come about over the month of April, but these are the 4 we're going to focus on right now. Okay, so let's go to live stream audio only. So from what I understand, audio only mode is now going to be, and by the way, when I say now, what I mean is if you don't see these features yet that we're going to talk about, they will be coming over the coming weeks. So do watch for these to be taking place and to roll out over various apps on our mobile as well as through our desktop and laptop. So audio only mode is going to be a way that you can live stream and only do or make it accessible by audio. Because part of the goal, if you remember me sharing, the ultimate reason or purpose behind why Facebook is doing this is to allow people to have access that may not have had it before, and those who have little to, very little minimal data on their mobile phones, they want everybody globally to be able to access some of these features. So it makes sense that there are people who do not necessarily have the ability to visually watch the videos. So they're making it available through audio only. And the really cool thing with that, if you can see this right here, is that it's also going to include automatic closed captions. So you can turn on a feature that would allow the live audio to be automatically captioned while you're speaking. I think that's really, really cool. And it also gives the ability for those who are visually impaired another way to be able to enjoy and appreciate the experience. Another thing that I mentioned here is the stars function, which already is in existence, but not a lot of people know about it because you do have to be approved for stars. But it allows creators to make money over streams. So if any of you have experienced Twitch and you know that there's these donation based streams that people can like send money if they really like the content, or if they want to, share a kudos or to celebrate the person who's delivering the creative content, they will pay. They can donate money. Stars is similar to that. So the stars feature will be available as well through live, but I don't know in terms of application process or approvals. I don't know how all that's going to work. So we'll see. All right, let's see. The next thing is Facebook Live events. And if you do have questions while you're watching, no matter what platform you're on, feel free to go ahead and send those. If I can't see them immediately, then I'll be coming back to make sure that I respond. I'm here live right now, so catch me while I'm live if you have a question that I can answer for you right now. Okay, so Facebook Live events. Yes, this is what Victoria was talking about. So let me pull your comment back up again, Victoria. She was saying she is super excited about the ability to be able to charge to have folks join certain events. So, yes, Facebook Live events, you're going to soon have the ability to be able to create a Facebook event and then charge a fee for those particular events that you feel, should be fee based. There will be an ability to create, or they'll have a button here. You can see on the image that I have here where it says purchase access. So it will give you the ability to be able to actually receive funds, right? To make money. It's another revenue stream for doing Facebook Live events. And from what I understand, you can also use the messenger rooms that we're getting ready to talk about. Messenger rooms, you can also charge to be able to join particular conversations within messenger rooms through the event function or feature. So this is pretty exciting. If you think about it, I mean, again, we're entrepreneurs, so we should be thinking of ways to make sure that we're constantly monetizing while we're also delivering high quality value to those who are in our audience, right? We need to be thinking from a profit mindset. And by the way, I'm going to have a speaker that's going to be coming next Thursday to talk with us. So I'll make sure that I share a little bit of a shout out to my friend Shantae Hawkins, who is from Profit is the New Black. You definitely want to hear her talk about having a profit mindset when it comes to creating content. So this to me feeds right into that, the idea that we're going to be able to charge for certain, high quality, content rich live events through Facebook versus having to go out and get a shopping cart, and set up a whole entirely different system, right? You'll have it right here inside of Facebook, which is going to be excellent if you're already using other features like Facebook groups. Now, there's one thing I want to hone in on that you may not have caught because I don't think I said it yet, but I'm going to say it now. This is really, really interesting. We all have friends that are on LinkedIn and other platforms that don't necessarily want to have a Facebook profile. It's just a fact. We've known this. I've known it for a while, which is one of the reasons why I began to decentralize my content from Facebook and to have it make sure that I own it in my own real estate, right? My website, my blog. But one thing that's interesting is I think Facebook has realized that too. And so they're going to give people the ability to be able to connect and to join in on some of these events, like the Facebook charge events, without even having to connect through a Facebook profile. Like you'll be able to share a URL to someone who does not have a Facebook profile, and they can join through that approach versus having to have an account. So that is going to apply, by the way, for both the audio only content. It can be connected to through a URL versus them having to have a Facebook profile, and also the Facebook Live events and the messenger rooms as well do not require that the people who are joining in. I think it requires, if you're setting up the messenger room, you need to have an account, right? Because you're going to have to set it up through your profile, not your page, but through your profile. But I think that that's really interesting that they are acknowledging that and giving us that option. All right, so let's go to the next one because I want to make sure that I get through all of these for you. So, events, of course, can create a new revenue stream for you. So, this is something else that this is what I was mentioning earlier. Is already it was a feature before that was active, but I think they had taken it down. And some people were asking, where is this live with feature? So on your mobile device, on your phone, you have an option, or you will, if you don't see it yet, to be able to co-broadcast. So to pull in one other person, invite somebody else to be on your live with program so that you have two people. This is without a third party platform. This is strictly within your Facebook app, right? Where you can bring another person on to co-broadcast. So think about that for your business. That could be an interview that you're doing. That could be a collaborative partnership where you are teaming up with someone else to promote or serve in a different way with your content, right? How cool is that? I mean, that's awesome. So you'll be able to do that without any other type of third-party apps or connections, strictly within inside of the Live with mobile app. And this is kind of what it would look like. So you have the phone, right? And so maybe you're the person who's at the top, and then the person you've invited in is down here at the bottom. And maybe you switch people back and forth, right? So maybe you're bringing in and highlighting people that are in your group to talk about their business, or even to do some type of coaching, right? There's so many different opportunities. I mean, when I started seeing this and reading through it, I love it too, Dr. Missy. When I started seeing this, I thought, man, this is opening up so many doors for other revenue streams for us as business owners. And if this is what they were trying to do, if this is the intent, they're hitting the mark. We just have to see how it all plays out, because I haven't been able to actually see this in live action. So almost what's happening, what happens on, yeah, it's like what happens on Instagram. And by the way, that's funny because there's something that's happened on Instagram as well, where you now have the opportunity to view live Instagram. Somebody's doing an Instagram live, you could only see it on your phone before. Now you'll be able to see that on your desktop. So many options. And keeping in mind that Facebook actually owns Instagram, they're doing kind of, they're not dueling features, but there are more features that are available in both of those platforms. And by the way, since Facebook also owns WhatsApp, I'll just mention this little bonus tip and tell you that the WhatsApp app is now going to allow you to have more people in a group meeting as well. So now you can have up to 8 on WhatsApp. I think previously maybe it was 4, but now that's been increased as well. So there's just so many things. And again, if the mark that they were going for was, we want to try to help businesses, brands, and just individual people to be able to instantly engage and hang out, then they're putting a whole bunch of things in place for us to be able to do that. And yes, Jakara said live conferences are soon to come. That's exactly right. So we mentioned the whole idea of Facebook Live events and being able to charge for those. So it's falling within that same wheelhouse. Facebook live streams you can put out there as true, like active virtual conference. And so, Dr. Missy, I know you have a book tour that you do, and one of the things you were looking at is different platforms to be able to do that on. Just imagine if you were able to actually do that through a Facebook live event and to charge people for it and do it like it's a true like conference. You could do all of that. You'll be able to do all of that through these different features. And yes, Victoria, also eliminating the need for so many integrations of stuff. Lord help us all. Because how many times have y'all noticed we have to go to a third party platform and pay another subscription fee? And I can't tell you. I'll tell you what I did the other day. And I'm curious if you're doing this too during the pandemic. Because here's another positive, Victoria. I sat down and wrote out an entire list of all the different third party platforms I have right now. Like, who am I paying and how much am I paying them every month and every year? And it was a page full. And by the time it got to nighttime, nightfall, I was looking at that page and I was like, wait, let me add two more. We have to do an internal audit of what we're paying for and where our money is going out, because we need to be making sure that we're generating income, right? If those platforms are not doing for us what they need, what we need them to do, we need to eliminate, right? And either replace with something that's streamlined or just reduce it and remove it altogether. So let's see. I am happy for WhatsApp. I know. Yes, 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 yes. All right, so here we go. Let's go with the next one. I think there's one more. Oh, one more thing with live with. I wanted to make sure to make this note that while pages can go live with a profile, they cannot add another page to their live stream. So if you're doing the live with, it's on a mobile app, and keeping in mind that if you're connecting someone else, you need to connect their profile for that live with feature. You can't be a page, a business page, and connect another business page. Peggy, that's an excellent question about will Facebook take a percentage like third party? I don't know the answer to that yet. I'm sure we're going to be getting more information. And mind you, they are a for-profit company. So you and I will be keeping an eye on that to find out, is there an advantage to us continuing to stick with the third party platform? Because if they both are charging and third party over here is charging less, then who's going to go with less? Mm, and probably you too. So we definitely have to watch for that. I do not know the answer to that at this time. I'm hearing that they're going to try to make this super simple and applicable for as many people as possible. So I'm hoping not, but we will see. All right. So the last and final feature I want to mention to you, and this is a biggie. This is big, is messenger rooms. Messenger rooms. So you can add up to 50 people to a messenger video chat. 50 people with the remainder. So if you have more than 50 people, you'll have the opportunity to still add some, but they'll be in audio only. But 50 people from video into your messenger rooms. This includes that logged out support, which is what I mentioned earlier. That means that people without a Facebook account can actually still tune in to the content, and there will be no time limit. So think about that with other platforms. So what they're doing, you see it, you're catching it, aren't you? That they're trying to compete with platforms like Zoom, right? Now, I will tell you, this doesn't mean at this point that I'm going to give up my Zoom account, because I really still do love a lot of the extra features that are in Zoom. But get this, remember we kind of opened up and we were talking about the virtual backgrounds in Zoom. So Facebook is going to actually add different effects that you'll be able to put to improve or alter your appearance. So you can kind of see that in some of the imagery that I'm showing right here. Look at that with the filters and stuff that are available through Facebook stories right now, or Snapchat rather, and Instagram stories. But they'll be adding the ability to add different effects and filters to improve or alter your video chat presentation. So while you're in the messenger room, each people can actually have a little fun and get a little creative with that. So I think that's kind of neat. That's pretty cool. I believe as well that it will give you some options in terms of virtual backgrounds, which, by the way, I got to tell y'all, because some of you know that I use Dub. If you're looking to experience Dub, go to tanya.click/dub, DUBB. So the Dub app, they sent out an email today letting us know that they have added a virtual background feature similar to what you see in Zoom. So if any of you are Dub users right now, because we've kind of been talking about it and I did a class on it not too long ago, know that that is now a feature that's available inside of your account. When you record, you can change your virtual background. Okay, so I'm looking to see if I see any questions. I see lots of comments where people are like, hey, this is pretty stinking awesome. Yes, it is. I think there are so many different ways that we can use this. Yes, I'm going to suggest that for our family reunion. I know. As long as you have, especially if you have 50 people that are on video, and if you've got others that are joining through audio, and you know some of our family are going to join up, like it's going to be three to five of them on one video camera, because that's what we do. So you probably will have enough capacity to be able to do a messenger room. And they don't even have to be connected to a Facebook profile. They can simply join through the link that you're going to share with them. That is like game changing. So I hope you guys are hearing the possibilities and you're seeing possibilities for your own business and your personal life and your family life as well. Let's see. Might have touched on this. Keep seeing an e-com platform. Who or what is that? E-com platform. I'm not sure. So e-commerce, if that's what you're referencing, Victoria, so Facebook in some different capacities has had the capability of you being able to create a store and connect that with your website, with your WordPress site. Like for instance, what I did is I had a plugin at some point where I was using WooCommerce, and I created a store, and I could share products through Facebook. I don't know if there's more that's been happening in that space, so I have to research that for you, and I'll come back and bring some information. I'll find out. I really focused this week on finding out more about these different video options and what this is going to look like for us. But I can definitely see them expanding different ways that we can make money, because they've said that. They've said that's what they're going to do. So this matters because these are new creative ways for you to leverage video. If you didn't catch that, I'm emphasizing how we need to be on video. It also gives you more opportunities to connect because it is video. It's going to give us a chance to connect and really build and strengthen and deepen relationships with our customers and with our leads, people who haven't even paid us yet that are interested in knowing more about what we do. And then finally, it's yet another reason why you need to be using video with more intention and purpose. So if you've been afraid and you're like, I'm not really sure I want to put my face on camera, then I need you to go ahead and make sure you join and sign up for our live version of On Camera Confidence. So I will go ahead and mention that now that if you go to my website at getnoticedwithvideo.com, I'll see if I can pull up a banner. If you go to that website, you'll actually see that there is an events calendar. And in that events calendar, you'll be able to sign up for On Camera Confidence. I had a short link and I don't know what I did with the short link, so I'm not going to try to give you that now, but I'll make sure I include that in the resources for the description of this video, because we go live Saturday morning, and I used to do a 5-day challenge where we walk through ways to get you to overcome the fear of doing video. And I'm going to teach you the basics of how to get started with doing more on-camera video. So if you haven't taken the class before, or even if you need a refresher, definitely get signed up. If you have been a former student in that class, you can access this for free. So you need to reach out to me so that you can get the special code in order to be able to join in for free and get access into the classroom, because we're going to be in a classroom, a virtual classroom on Saturday morning. All right, so enough of that. On Camera Confidence, get signed up, come join me. Let's talk about how to get you ready for that. And I would probably put aside about 90 minutes. Okay, because we're going to get it done within about a 90-minute span of time. You'll walk away with a workbook and with some really practical tips. Yes, we'll be talking. It's not going to be just me lecturing. For those of you who like to ask questions, like I need to talk to you, then we'll be able to do that through that course. The only other thing I want to mention is, yes, next week we have a special guest, And as a matter of fact, a couple of weeks from now, so Jakara, I saw you on here. I don't know if you're still here. Remember, you asked a question about business building and LLCs and some other things. So I have at least a couple of different people that are coming on board to interview, and they're going to be interviewed and they're going to give you exactly the answers that you need in those different spaces to grow your business and to be financially stable. Yes, Miss Pat, I will message you with the code. So we're going to have Shantae Hawkins on next week to talk about profitable mindset when it comes to your content. We also have my new tax and CPA advisor, Paul, who's going to be coming in a couple weeks. We're going to have someone coming in who is an expert in the field of confidence building, and she's going to talk to us about confidence. And then we have yet another expert that's going to be coming. We just got so much coming up. So if you're not yet a member of the group, then you should make sure you join us over at Get Noticed VIPs. Get Noticed VIPs in Facebook. So facebook.com/groups/Get Noticed VIPs so that you can have access. All right. I don't see any other questions, but yes, I am looking forward to it as well. And I mentioned you specifically and said, hey, she's got some questions and we need to talk to you. We need your advice, your counsel on how to be financially well in our businesses, especially when we're doing business online, because it can be a little different to do digital business than it is when you're doing a brick and mortar or you're selling products. All right. So it's been wonderful to be able to connect with all of you again. As far as my setup, I promised I'd share a little bit about that. I This is actually a wallpaper that I put up. I have a pink theme that I'm going to be putting together, so you'll see more of my raspberry pink that's coming, and I'll share with you all the steps and the ins and outs of putting together your own virtual studio. We'll have to either do that in a 20-minute live, or we'll do a full class on it because I think it might be just that important to have that time so you can ask questions and actually pull your own like list of things that you want to purchase to put together your studio. All right. Thank you so much as well, Ava. It's good to see you, ma'am. I love that beautiful face. Those glasses, girl, love them. And then Victoria, thank you too. And Virginia, thank you so much. I hope y'all have an amazing weekend. Oh, and I wanted to mention this. I don't know how I forgot. We're going to be, and I'll communicate this in other means as well, but we're going to be starting Mondays in May. So Mondays is when we're going to be going to live in May, although we're still going to have our Thursday for our guest speakers for our group. So just know that that's coming up, a change. More to come, and I'll make sure to communicate what next week's topic is going to be about. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Marcia. And you are awesome too, Pat. Y'all have an amazing and very blessed weekend. Stay safe. And I'll be talking with you real, real soon. Thank you, Peggy. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.